Hello, my peoples. It is Thursday, January 27th, 2022. And today I've just been kind of really evaluating like who is taking up space in my mind, like what is affecting me in maybe not a good way. And what I mean by that is I really don't use social media all that much anymore. I haven't for the last year, ever since last January when President Trump, had that rally and the protest and all that, and just the going back and forth. Well, like, my buddy coach just like flipped out and was, to the point like, if you can't call President Trump a Nazi, then you're a Nazi, and just stuff like that. And he wasn't the only one. Like, there was people on both sides, both trapped in that left-right paradigm. And I just don't even want to be around it. So I might get on Facebook a little bit once in a while, because I am the administrator of a group that I started on Facebook called Solar Pros. I started it 4.5 years ago for solar professionals to exchange ideas, exchange best practices, marketing ideas, tips for utilities around the country, and just like this whole idea of abundance of like helping you does not hurt me. And it's grown to over 5,000 solar professionals in this group, and it's actually really cool. But even that, I don't put as much time into it as I once did. I once really was developing it and putting a lot of time into it and helping a lot of people and just trying to create this cool vibe within solar. And then just last January, the idea of social media just kind of made my stomach turn for a little bit, because everybody was just arguing, it seemed like. And so I really have distanced myself from social media, except for like last summer I started to use Twitter more, which I always had used Twitter once in a while, but last summer I started to use it a lot, because there's a lot of traders on Twitter. But like last night I'm looking at Twitter, about 10:30, Michelle is asleep. The girls are going down. And so for like the next 45 minutes is what I usually do, is I look at Twitter, and just kind of read what people are talking about as far as the stock market. But inevitably they forward something, or they have their own political view, or they inform me of things going around the world that it just doesn't affect me. Like what's going on in New York City, it just doesn't, it's not in my world. So I don't know why it bothers me, or what I see going on in other countries, or like this, the Canadian truckers are, uniting against, this BS that the Canadian government's doing to them. Like all of that, like there's really no reason I need to care about it. And I do care. I'm sensitive to, what is being promoted, and what, it just kind of kicks in my own fears and my own, things that, kind of scare the crap out of me, as far as, power and control, and, just seeing all this information about, these big pharma corporations that are just making gazillions. And, what a surprise. They, have another vaccine for you. I mean, just that whole narrative. And so today I uninstalled Twitter. Like I could still use Twitter. I can still get on the internet. I can still get on my computer, but I'm just going to remove things out of my life if they bring any negativity at all. And it doesn't mean that they actually are negative. It's just that they're negative. I somehow perceive it negative, so, yeah, I've just been thinking today, like, what is, what, if something's bothering me, which something was bothering me. Last night I had a hard time getting to sleep because I was kind of worked up about things that I read and, videos that I saw of people and around the world, and just, I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? So I can't do anything about it. And right now it's not happening in my backyard, so why do I even care? Like, not that I don't care about those people, like, I'll just pray for them. That's all I can do. But just as far as like getting all emotionally connected to it and all worked up, that is just, it spills over into other areas of my life that it slows me down. It preoccupies me, and I want to get away from that. So, it's all about efficiency. You only have 24 hours a day. And so why would I even spend 5 minutes thinking about things that I can't control, or getting all heated up about something that isn't even affecting me, And there's just a lot of nonsense and arguing and illogical arguments being pitched at people, and then all of the knee bending and boot licking that's going on by people that just cannot wait to just be just submit to government, or these big corporations that make the rules. Like, it just irritates me that Spotify is pulling Joe Rogan podcast off because people complain. It's just censorship, and it's just censorship happening throughout social media. So I know you're watching this on YouTube, and I will still love YouTube because there's a lot of great stuff on YouTube, but I can be real direct with that. It's not like a feed that I'm just clicking on things. So I don't know, maybe just take a look at if there's anything in your life that doesn't have to bring you down, like you're totally depressed or something. But if it bothers you in any way, just try living life without it. I uninstalled Twitter, and I'm gonna try 30 days not having it just at my thumb, so I can still get on it if I want to, but it will put some distance behind it, and then that way maybe I'll get a better night's rest. How's that? And so yeah, because it takes effort to be a positive person. It takes effort to be optimistic, because there are so many things being pitched at all of us that are just designed to bring us down, or keep you in the same spot, or keep you thinking a certain way, or doing the same thing, or just easily manipulated. And so I've recognized an area that was doing that to me. I'm just going to do my best to remove it. And other than that, I know I did speak a little bit about my daughter the other day, and I just want to, I put some time in thinking about that as well, and talk to my buddy yesterday, Tracy Baxter, a lot about that, and I'm just going to accept that, I can't change people, and I'm just gonna, make the decision just to love her no matter what, and I can't make her do anything, and I wasn't trying to anyway, but it was, it can kind of bug me sometimes about things that she does or does not do. But I really want to recognize that, she also inspires me, because she is a really super shy person, and she's always kept to herself, and she's had a tough time making friends. And, in the last couple months, she's been making an effort of going to church, going to the activities, and putting herself in situations where it is possible that she could meet a new friend, meet a friend. And, you know, I do tell her this, but I'll tell you guys this too. I mean, I think it's badass, like, because it would be really scary to go, you know, even for me, going into a room where I don't know anybody and I know I'm gonna have to socialize and network or whatever. Like, it can be a little uncomfortable, but for somebody that it could be terrifying to some other people. And my daughter steps in there and she's trying. And so I just want to recognize that, you know, she inspires me too. You know, she can drive me absolutely bonkers sometimes, but I love her, and she's an awesome person, and she's got just a really super kind heart. And if you know her, you would love her too. And, if you know her, then you love her too. If you don't know her, then you would love her, because she's super nice, and she would never say anything mean about anybody or do anything to bother anybody. I mean, she wouldn't hurt a flea. And so her awesome characteristics certainly outweigh the things that she could improve on, because she has really, really been putting herself out there for her and pushing her own comfort zones. And that's all I'm doing right now, is just pushing a comfort zone and trying to get vulnerable and spill my guts a little bit. And if it's only for me, you know, 10, 20 years from now, then I'll remember this time. I'll remember it vividly, and it'll just help me keep track. Because one of my daughters accused me of having early onset dementia, and I honestly could not argue against it, because it could be true, because I do forget a lot of things. Anyway, I hope that you have had a great day. I hope you have a great night, and I really appreciate you being a part of my life. And we all need each other, and we all need to be cool to each other, because life is tough sometimes, and some days are tougher than others, and no one needs any crap from another person when they're just going through some other crap. It just looks different than their crap. So anyway, have a great night. See ya.